Today I wanted to do a quick video about helmets, and when I started riding, I've always wore a helmet since day one. In 1975 I got a Bell RT for racing BMX, and I got my first motorcycle in 1981, and I got a Bell Tour Star full face helmet. The next year I bought a GS 550, and it came with a helmet that was painted to match the bike. It was a Katana 550 that was also a Bell full face. In the mid 80s, I bought a Harley Sportster, and in those days there was no helmet law. I tried riding it without a helmet, and I felt too vulnerable. Riding down the road, watching the telephone poles whizzing past. Even though it wasn't fashionable, I wore a helmet when I rode that Harley. For dirt biking, I bought a HJC dirt helmet. Initially, when I first started riding dirt, I wore the old Bell RT that I got when I was a kid. In the early 80s, I had bought an XR 200R. I thought that riding in dirt was a good way to learn skills that would help me on the street, like what happens when you lose traction. You lose traction every time you get on a dirt bike, so it's a good exercise. Anyhow, I had the HJC dirt helmet, and then in the 90s, I bought a Shoei full-face helmet. I wanted a good helmet, and that's what some of my friends were wearing. The problem for me with the Shoei helmet was I always got a hot spot right on my forehead after about 20 minutes of riding. So it was kind of uncomfortable. Somebody explained to me that different helmets have a different shape to them. You need to find the helmet that's shaped like your head. A guy in a store suggested an Arai full face helmet to me. I put it on, it fit perfect. And I know that all the race guys were using Arai helmets, so I went with that. I probably went through 3 of those Arai full face helmets in the space of about 15 years. I try to replace my helmet every 5 years. After my last Arai helmet, I started having problems with my neck and with my hands going numb when I was riding, and I attributed it to my neck getting crunched up. I used to do construction work, and we used to hang drywall, and we would put it on our head, push it up to the ceiling, and I think my neck was already kind of crunched up, but a heavy motorcycle helmet seemed to be making matters worse. So I did a search to find the lightest motorcycle helmet I could find, and at that time the lightest one I could find was a Climb full face helmet. Not the adventure helmet with the flip up, but just a regular full carbon fiber full face helmet. It weighed right around 3 pounds. That seemed to alleviate the problem with my hands going numb when I rode. When my Climb helmet was worn out and about 5 years old, and some of the padding started falling apart inside of it, I decided it was time for a new helmet. I was going to buy another one, and they weren't available. Couldn't find one. So I did a search and found this AGV K6 full face helmet. And this is a nice helmet. It's got the visor that will lock in place. And it's got vents, ventilation. The padding inside is really nice. It's got the rescue pullouts. And the best thing about it is putting it on a scale with, I weighed my Climb helmet, and then I weighed this one after I got it, and the AGV helmet is the same weight as the Climb. It's right around 3 pounds. It's a nice lightweight helmet. And so this is the helmet I'm wearing now. I think in my YouTube avatar, I'm wearing that Climb helmet in the picture. But anyhow, the AGV K6, it's comfortable. It fits like an Arai or a Climb on my head. I think I'm a long oval. So it's comfortable, it's lightweight, and one thing that I will say is that it's quieter than that Climb helmet was, like noticeably quieter. So I really like this AGV full face helmet, and I recommend anybody riding, no matter what you're riding, wear a full face helmet. I have a few crashes under my belt. One of them was back in the early 80s. I crashed into the back of a Chevy Nova. I was probably going 40 miles an hour, and it was a purple Nova, and I had purple paint all down the front of my full face helmet. So I face planted into that car, and I walked away with my face intact and most of the rest of my body. I think that might be part of the reason I have the the crunched up neck. It might be partly from that accident. Me and the motorcycle both went over the car, but like I said, I had purple paint down the front of my helmet. And yeah, wear a full face. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe. Salty Rose out.